No. No, thank you. I do not like that font. I think that was a very uncouth font change. Please take this back. I'd like the old font. Why'd they have to change logos? And of course, 4 cars had to just drive by me right as I hit record. Such is life. Dzień dobry, people. Atticus Shaffer here. Welcome back to another episode of Atticus Eats. Apparently I'm zooming in and I don't want to. That's as wide as it goes. Okay, that's fine. What else is new? What is going on, cool people of YouTube? Do I have a celebratory video to share with you all today? I must say to you all, welcome back to another episode of Atticus Eats. Now, I will mark ahead of time here at the beginning of this video. The place that I was going to procure sustenance today, there were no parking spaces available in the front. So I actually went back over here to the one tree that is left alive in this parking lot that hasn't been butchered by the city. And, I ended up going, oh, this is nice, you know, because there's shade and it's pleasant lighting, you all can see me, you know, it's nice, filmmaking. And then, of course, as I began to walk over to go to this place, all the parking spaces in the front opened up. And I have 2 vacant parking spaces next to me, so be prepared for people to park next to me while we are hanging out with each other today. But we are going to have fun today. My dear friends, we are in for a major, major treat because today we went to 31 Flavors, aka Baskin Robbins, but it used to be 31 Flavors. That's the correct, this is the Der Wiener Schnitzel of Baskin Robbins. If you've been following me, you know what that means. But I want to give a huge shout out to my precious friends, Alina and her mom, Alexis. They were so sweet and kind as to send me a Baskin Robbins gift card. See, they sent it to me. I am friend. And that means the world to me. So, Alina and Alexis, thank you very much. This video has been brought to the interwebs by you today. Huge shout out to you. And I still have funds left on my gift card even after today. Shocking. A gift card actually can get you more than one item these days at some place. And, anyway, I have a very special treat. If you saw my intro, I do have a disdain for the font change. So, Zevia's font has changed. Now, Baskin Robbins' font and logo has changed. And actually, I have evidence of it. So, see here, here's the Baskin Robbins new logo. But this here was the old school, colorful one of yesteryear. And even then, this is a modification of what it obviously used to be. But, evidence, right? This is not original. But, something that I am still grateful for is that they have the teensy-weensy, itty-bitty sampler spoon still. I'm actually going to save this for reasons. Because I'm a collector of things. But, moving right along, my dear friends, today we are going to be enjoying for ourselves some Reese's brand peanut butter cup ice cream from Baskin Robbins. Note, cup contains happiness. What a great day. Everyone, it is so wonderful to be back with you all and having such a joyous treat. It's warm out. We're finally starting to get heat back in Southern California, which I'm not too happy with, but it's actually still staying cool, which I'm thrilled. It's in the 70s is what it is, and it's been 60s and 70s, which is like perfect weather. I wish it would just stay this way all the time, or I might end up moving somewhere where it does, because anything above 80 just feels like death, and I'm not a fan of it. But to all of you, cheers, or should I say na zdrowie, tink. Let's get our dopamine levels to shoot up, eh? Yeah. Yes. What makes flavors like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup ice cream so good is because of the crumpled up bits of the peanut butter cup in it. Because the chocolate gets cold, so it's all like it has that satisfying crunch when you bite into it. And then the peanut butter gets cold, and it's almost like the texture of cookie dough when you eat it. Oh, my friends. Yes, look at that. Look at. It's pretty. Layers. Depth of flavor. Mmm. It was sweet. There was a little fat kid that just walked by with his dad. And, I don't know if he picked him up from school. No, it's a Saturday. Why would there be school? Regardless, they were doing their whatever kids do these days. But as he walked by, this little fat kid saw me eating that scoop of ice cream, and his eyes just locked onto the ice cream. He was very entranced. Oh, there's some chunks of peanut butter right there. Mmm. Mmm. Creamy, smooth, delicious. Salty with the sweet. Awesome. Well, before I keep going, my dear friends, I don't know if I'll stick this in the title or not. I probably will. I am a little bit late on this. We've surpassed this number quite a bit. Stop it. Stop it. Shush. My phone was about ready to play dueling banjos. But I need to give you all the biggest shout out possible here on my YouTube channel. We have officially surpassed 25,000 subscribers here on the Atticus Shaffer Vlog YouTube channel. And my dear friends, I am so beyond grateful to each and every one of you for your amazing support. I know that many of you who are here a part of the YouTube community, you also are a part of my Twitch channel community, link in the description box. But you guys have given me years of such amazing creative support for myself as an artist, as a person who wants to do filmmaking and has a passion for it, who is building his production company currently, and to be able to have YouTube as a platform of being able to be creative in a whole myriad of ways now, and be able to get that creative satisfaction, but also have it be seen and have it be a pleasant place for everyone to come to. The comment sections are of a bunch of people who can come and hang out and enjoy themselves, etc. This is truly, truly such a blessing for me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And to you all, I need to give the biggest dziękuję, which is Polish for thank you, for your amazing love and support. Thank you for helping me to surpass 25,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And thank you for continuing to just build this channel, sharing my videos on all your social media, doing all of the amazing fan things that you do by hitting the like button on my videos, commenting below with whatever it is you want to share. Favorite foods, loud motorcycles, you know, it is so amazing having you guys share the videos on your Facebook groups or your social media, whatever it might be. That is truly, truly, truly huge. And so, my dear friends, I want to thank you for all that you do. And I definitely hope that there can be many, many, many more subscribers that come to this channel, that join this channel, this community, as well as the community on Twitch. It is such a positive space, and I want to keep it that way. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you all. That's actually why I wanted to go to such an auspicious place and get a fun food for my first Atticus Shaffer Eats of 2024. And I think that we made a very good choice. So cheers to you all. Cheers to you all. Or should I say na zdrowia, which is Polish for cheers. Tell you what. It's cold and it hits your teeth because it's cold, but it's warm here in the car. So there's that weird, like, kind of chill factor, the conflicting temperatures. Goes right up and down the old spine. So, you all know I always love to ask food-related questions when it comes to videos like this. So, the topic of favorite ice cream flavors, it's one of those things that I think you're either very stalwart in your favorite flavor, or you kind of change with frequency. And that's kind of how I am. Allow me to ask you all, comment down below, what are some of your favorite flavors of ice cream, and from where? We have here in Southern California, we used to have the Thrifty's ice cream that was in the Rite Aid. And it was actually just up this street. There was a Rite Aid. And there was just a specific flavor to Thrifty's ice cream that is unduplicatable. And for me, whenever we would go there and get ice cream, I would always get cookies and cream. Cookies and cream was my jam. You know what I mean? It was so good. Then, you know, as time goes on, when you're really little, you kind of just take whatever is on, you know, available, whether that be vanilla or chocolate or something like that. I know that there was a really small, very ratty, disgusting burger joint that we used to go to, and the food was okay. But the treat from there was always a strawberry milkshake, and that was always like my treat whenever we would go to that burger joint. And that's a burger joint that's long gone out in the desert, in the middle of nowhere. It changed hands and whatever. I think it's still there, but it changed ownership quite a bit, and so I haven't been there in like probably over a decade. But that was something that was big growing up. Now, well, growing up, it was always either Cold Stone Creamery in Southern California or Baskin Robbins. And there's a movie theater. It's still there, thankfully. That is the movie theater that my mom and I would always go to growing up, watching movies. We even watched Hancock there, which was really cool. When that came out, and I was in that movie. I think we also watched... Did we watch Frankenweenie there? I don't know if we went there to watch Frankenweenie. But I also know that my mom watched The Unborn there, which was another movie that I was in. And even away from, you know, films that I've been in, I mean, I've watched everything from Spider-Man 3 there to most recent Indiana Jones to both of the Quiet Place movies. Something about the Quiet Place, or A Quiet Place, I'll tell you guys in a minute. But there was a Cold Stone Creamery right next door. And actually, I was weird. I always liked Cold Stone Creamery's cotton candy ice cream. That was a favorite of mine for a while. It was that light cyan blue, like a teal cyan blue. And it was just so, like, popping with color and flavor. And it was sweet, and it was just super good, right? Baskin Robbins also has a cotton candy flavor, and I sampled it today. Theirs is more colorful. And theirs actually, their color scheme makes more sense for the way that their logo used to be. Because their logo used to be the blue, the purple, the pink. And that's what their cotton candy ice cream looks like. So theirs still tastes the same, thankfully. And it was awesome, but I knew I wanted to get this. And I know also that Alexis's favorite candy is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And so that's kind of like a Alexis, shout out to you, kind of cool thing. And also, too, I love peanut butter and chocolate these days. Like, that's just so good for me. Hold on, there's a guy. Don't demonetize my video, thank you. A 65-year-old listening to rap in his Ford F-350 Super Duty. That's not a crisis at all. Don't worry about it. So, what was I talking about? Ice cream. A big ice cream flavor that I loved. And so, yeah, no. So, Baskin Robbins, I don't know why. It started to become my favorite in recent history. My mom and I would go there all the time before COVID. And then we just haven't been there in a long time. So, this is literally my first ice cream in months. And definitely my first Baskin Robbins ice cream in like a year. So, very special. But, I don't know if you all remember this. It used to be that at the store, meaning like a grocery store, like Walmart, or maybe it was Target. I forget which one. We mostly shop at Walmart. There used to be the Nestle brand Crunch ice cream bars on the wooden stick. And it literally was just a bar, vanilla ice cream inside with a Nestle Crunch coating on the outside. That, to this day, is definitely my hands-down absolute favorite, like, ice cream treat. I haven't had it in years, so I don't know if it's yet again one of those things where, like, they changed the recipe or something dumb. I really hope that's not the case. If you see those at your store, will you please tell me, and tell me where? Hopefully it's just I have to hunt for them or something. Hopefully they haven't gone the way of the dodo. Not the drumsticks. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I'm not talking about the drumsticks with the cone. I'm talking about the Nestle Crunch bars with a wooden stick. And it's almost like a popsicle, but it's not a fruit thing. I love those. Oh my goodness, I love those. I remember when I was teaching at the Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley. For those of you who don't know, I did that for about 3 years. They had a film course, and I took the course as a student. And you make short films and you put them into film festivals. And those film festivals are hosted in part by the National Archives. And when I put those films in, one of them won Best Edited and the other one Best Overall. And those films are actually here on my YouTube channel. You can go back and find them. But they invited me back because I wanted to help the rest of my fellow students when I was taking the class to record their voiceover narrations. And they loved that, and they said, no, let's have you come back because you work in the industry and teach the class. And be one of the teachers for the class. So they brought me back for 3 years. I don't think they have that program anymore. But while I was there, it was such an amazing time to be able to speak to students and witness people who just come in and they go, well, I want to be in the industry, but I don't know what I want to do. And they hear about jobs like being a director of photography or an editor or a sound mixer or whatever, and they learn the basic fundamentals of those skills in that class. And then they leave going, I know what I want to do with my life. And that is such a rich, beautiful feeling. And I know many of you who watch my YouTube channel, you guys are teachers, and you know exactly the feeling that I feel. Where you're pouring into someone, and it's kind of letting them know something that they didn't know existed, and it becomes a passion. And that's what's happened for me for the directing and creative work and filmmaking as a whole. Oh, but the reason why I bring that up is because the Reagan Library, for a period of time, they sold those Nestle Crunch bars in the cooler in the cafeteria. And so literally, like, once a week, when I was doing the classes, I would go and I would get them. I would get one after lunch, and I would sit and have it as my after-lunch treat while all the students are working. And that was always such a good time. It's all melty now. So I'm digging up pure chocolate chunks. It's tasty. Mmm. I wonder if the camera is picking up the crunching. Don't spill. It's soup. Mmm. That dude's still pumping his rap. Fat Boots. What a great treat. What an absolutely great treat. You know, I don't know how to talk about this next bit. This is kind of like a... Oh, this is kind of like now, I'm just taking time to think with you all and kind of think aloud. Hold on just a sec. This is that camera that has the very weird 23-minute video file thing, and my timer was counting down. It scared me, so I shut it off and turned it back on again. It clearly has been a minute since I've been able to record in here. I'm not used to like what my positioning should be. No, don't do that. Don't fall. I'm trying to get a good rule of thirds. The best I can do is by sitting back here. Clearly these are the real unedited videos, am I right? That's how I roll. At least with these. But, no, my friends, it's something. I've got someone parking over here. It's officially an Atticus Eats video. Someone parked right next to me. But these are angled parking spaces, so I don't have to see them stare at me. So that's good. And actually, that's a perfect segue. Angled parking spaces. You all may be able to have more of that privilege. Maybe being in, you know, anywhere but California. Do you guys still see angled parking spaces where you're at? Because that's something that I miss. This city that I'm in right now is a city that I spend a significant amount of time in simply because the place that's my residence is, there's nothing there. There's nothing there in that city, even though it quantifies now as a city because it's built up so much. But this is a city, has been for a very long time. But it's not a city like LA, but it's getting there, right? And I'm thankful because there are old sections that haven't been redone, like the parking lot that I'm sitting in, where this is the same parking lot that it's been since it was put in, this shopping center. Where I'm sitting 40 years ago, 50 years ago, used to be just fields. This whole area used to be an agricultural area. My mom reminds me, she'll say it would be onion fields or it would be corn fields. I might butcher this name, but there was a... Well, I won't say where this mule farm was, but there was a mule farm nearby in this, what is now a city. And, you know, this is just me speaking aloud that there is positive change. There is. And then there's negative change. And I am of the belief, this is me, this is my opinion, and again, if you disagree, whatever. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't like how built up things have become. It bothers me. I like angled parking spaces, right? I like small towns. And the ability, when I say small town, I don't solely mean, like, there's 100 people living in the town. This used to quantify as a small town, even though there used to be 30,000 plus people here. That's still small compared to where it is now, which is over 300,000 people in this city. You still had familiarity. You know, it was built up enough where you could have your grocery stores, things to do like mini golf or a movie theater. There was a mall here. You know, there's things to do, but it's not so built up that now you're just amongst a bunch of strangers all the time. And those strangers bringing with them everything that entails. And that includes butchering the landscape to put in sardine housing. You know, the triplexes and quadplexes, but they're vertical townhouses, and they're just all next to each other, and nobody has a backyard, and nobody has a front yard, and whatever. And again, I know full well that there are people who want to live that way. That's fine. And there should, I mean, there's areas for that. Plain and simple. But there does come a point when, like, towns and cities reach capacity, you know. I'm hearing John Panette in my head when he was talking about ferries, and he's like 49, 50, stop. No more, please. But that's the visual that comes to my mind. Packing a bunch of people together like sardines is not healthy. And it also shouldn't be, well, move. And I get that a lot. There's a lot of people who will type me and they'll be like, California's terrible. You should just leave. It's like, no. It's my home state. I was born here. You know? I like my familiarity. I want to enjoy my familiarity. I want to enjoy what I know. There's many, many, many beautiful attributes of California. Unless, of course, you're considering moving here. Then please don't. It's terrible. You won't like it. You won't be happy here. I don't know. I wanted to say that, what triggered it was, I mentioned earlier about the movies A Quiet Place. I love those movies. They're awesome. I'm stoked for the third one. I think it comes out in June, and I really want to go to the theater to watch that. I think it'd be fun. I watched the other two in the theater with Mom, and so it'd be fun to watch the third one with her, kind of keep the tradition going, right? But as I had to walk, the distance is maybe, I don't even know what that would be, 40 yards, 50 yards to get from here to the Baskin Robbins through this parking lot. And the amount of noise, you'll hear it in the opening clip, the amount of noise that is just pummeling all the time, constantly, your eardrums, it just goes. Sirens, police sirens, emergency services sirens, the loud music, obnoxiously loud car engines, on and on and on and on. I understand that there are people who like that for some reason. I get it. I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying, for me personally, I am not a big fan of that. Why? Because this city never used to be like that. There is a marked change that is not pleasant. I used to go to Burbank, work for the show, have to hear all that noise, and I would leave, come back up in this direction, and just feel relief. I'm away from the noise. I'm away from the crowdedness. And it's not that way anymore. But it made me think of the opening of the sequel of A Quiet Place 2, where it showed day 0, or day 1, I don't know what they call it, but when the aliens come and they rip everything apart, and it's constantly talking about the noise. Yeah, definitely understand that. So, it's real. But my dear friends, it is such a pleasure to be able to do another Atticus Eats video with you all. I'd like to orate my thoughts. I know that YouTube does not like me doing that, and probably others as well. But sometimes sometimes you just have to say it. Mom and I, we were talking about this yesterday, that there are times where if you don't talk about something, even if you internally know, that mindset, or even just maybe some of you watching this right now, who might be feeling alone in how you think, it's a means of knowing that you're not alone. If we don't talk about stuff like this, then that isolationist tactic, if you will, that gets forced upon people when you have like a loud group of thinking one way, but then a quiet group of thinking the other way, and they don't have their voice heard, but then here's this other group that's just controlling the narrative, in a sense. Well, no, hold on. These people have a voice too, and thoughts and feelings that do matter, like traditional values, or liking angled parking spaces rather than straight parking spaces that are impossible to park in and back out of. It's important. It's important to say that stuff. I hope that my point is being articulated well and is coming through. And if it's not, then we'll blame the ice cream, because I'm just flushed with dopamine right now. Anyways, my dear friends, please do me a favor, hit that like button like you always do. Comment down below with your thoughts. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Have you been on an ice cream journey? I know that Mom's favorite was always a pistachio nut ice cream that was just very smooth and rich and awesome. I don't know if that was Thrifty's or not. But what about you all? Have you been on a journey of your ice cream flavor preferences? If you don't like ice cream, or you can't have ice cream, are you a fan of sherbet? If so, what kind? Are you an Italian ice person? Are you a frozen yogurt person? Do you like milkshakes? Do you like malts? Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. And also, too, please be sure to share on all your social media. But anyways, my dear friends, thank you so much for being you, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Thank you for 25,000 subscribers and plus. You all are incredible. Dziękuję. Do widzenia.
I just want a great life, something